Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'll be showing you a very easy method to unbrick your OnePlus 7, your 7 Pro, your 7T, or your 7T Pro. I came across this method myself when I bricked my phone for the very first time, and it's very easy, and that's why I'm recommending this method to you. It is an alternative to something called the MSM tool, which you may have already heard of, and in a second, I'll take the time to explain why I recommend this method over the MSM tool. Just before we start, I'd just like to say that this is the third video that I've actually ever made, and I'd appreciate any feedback that you have. So whether that's positive or negative, please leave it in the comments and I'd greatly appreciate it. So just some prerequisites before we start. You need to have an unlocked bootloader. Now the chances are that you bricked your phone trying to flash some kind of mod, and therefore you have an unlocked bootloader anyway. So just a heads up. Also, you need to have access to Fastboot mode. Now, if you don't know what this is, I'll explain this in a second. Final thing is that it won't work for branded phones. So if you have something like a T-Mobile variant of the OnePlus 7, then unfortunately this method isn't for you. So why am I recommending this over the MSM tool? So when I actually bricked my phone, I searched the internet and came across a few forums on the MSM tool. And a lot of the people on that forum were saying that they had issues of various kinds with the MSM tool. Another thing that people don't like is that it flashes a Hydrogen OS ROM, which is actually a Chinese ROM, and then after you flash, you have to change over to the standard Oxygen OS later. This tool that I'm going to recommend actually just skips that step and puts Oxygen OS directly onto the phone. This method is very easy, and as long as you have access to Fastboot, I'd definitely recommend trying this first over the MSM tool. A final thing I'd like to add is that this will reset your data. But the fact that you're in a brick state anyway, I guess you don't really have much of a choice to save the data. So without further ado, let's get into it. In the description of this video, there will be a link for each OnePlus device. So there'll be a link for the OnePlus 7, the OnePlus 7 Pro, the 7T, and the 7T Pro. So whichever device you have, just click the corresponding link and it will take you to the XDA developer's website. Now you'll see a page that looks something like this, and just double check that the title of the post has your device listed in it. So for example, I have the OnePlus 7 Pro, so here it says OnePlus 7 Pro and I know it's the right page. Once you're here, scroll down until you see download and click one of these links. So each of the links contains the same files, but they're just on different sites. I prefer to use SourceForge, but you're free to choose whichever one you want. So here is SourceForge, and you can see all the firmwares available for your device. So again, because I'm on the OnePlus 7 Pro, these firmwares are all for the OnePlus 7 Pro. Now you'll notice that there's two different firmwares. You'll have the Europe firmware and the global firmware. So if you've got a European device, then you're only interested in the European firmwares. If you've got a device that's from anywhere outside of Europe, then choose the global firmwares. It's important to note that you shouldn't be using this method to change your Android version. So you shouldn't be downloading Android 10 firmware if you were on Android 9 before you bricked. So all that matters is that you choose the correct Android version. Now I'm on Android 10, or at least I was before I bricked, so I'll be downloading the latest Android 10 firmware, which is 10.0.4. If you're on Android 9, then download the latest Android 9 firmware. With the phone powered off, you want to boot into Fastboot mode. To do this, you have to hold the volume up, the volume down, and also the power all at the same time. It's a bit awkward to hold on camera. Hold these buttons until you feel a vibration and then let go. And now you'll be in Fastboot mode, which looks like this. At this point, you can connect your phone to your computer. On the computer, first we want to open a command prompt window and also to locate the folder containing the firmware for the device. Before we begin, we want to make sure that the device can be recognized by the computer. In order to do this, we have to drag the Fastboot command into the command prompt window, then leave a space and type in devices. If the phone is correctly identified by the computer, you'll see a string of numbers followed by the word Fastboot. If this is not the case, then it's likely that you don't have the correct drivers on your computer. In the description of this video, I'll provide a link to something called OEM drivers, which you can click and download the correct drivers. Once you have these drivers, your computer should recognize the phone and you should see the string of numbers followed by Fastboot. Now the only thing left to do is to go back into the folder and double click a file called Flash All. When you double click this file, it will start the flashing process to restore the phone. What it would do is open up another command prompt window and start the process itself. This process will take a while. It normally takes about 10 to 15 minutes, so it's probably worth taking a break and letting the computer do its thing. I'd just like to give you a heads up that you may see messages such as invalid sparse file. Now these are messages that are nothing to be concerned about, and they always display themselves. What I would do is I will leave the process of my computer running in the video and I will just speed it up so you can use that as a reference just to make sure everything's going normally. But please feel free to skip this part of the video to the point of where it's finished. Okay, so the phone has now finished and it will undergo its normal booting process. What you can do now is just unplug it from the computer. This will take a little longer than usual just because the phone is booting for the first time. So what I'll do is I'll just fast forward this part of the video. And there you have it. Your phone has been restored back to stock state. So now you should proceed to set up the phone normally, as if it was fresh out of the box. And you can then go on to reflash TWRP and restore a NAND backup if you made one previously. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. And also please consider subscribing. And if you have any video requests, again, let me know in the comments. Until next time.